Everything that Penn made, from the Pursuit, which is the plastic starter reel, to the Fierce, which is the first one up from the Pursuit, to the Battle, which is the next one up on top of the Fierce, to the SSVs, to the Slammers. That's a full line of everything they use. We used it for 1 year. All the guys, we all took turns buying them. All the people who bought sub $60, $70 reels in 1 year, none of those reels were still fishing within a year. The only reels that were still fishing at the end of the year were the SSVs and the Slammers. Now the guys who have Battles that are willing to do a little bit of work on them, they can still fish those for a couple years. So that's still a pretty good entry-level reel. The problem was, as soon as the East Coast had bad weather, I had a couple of reels go down. You couldn't get parts. And if you're fishing 3 days a week, 4 days a week, and you can't get parts, sold all my Penn, went over to Shimano. I thought Shimano's here in Irvine, would try Shimano. We were on Shimano for 1 month. Loved them. Stratix, an amazing reel. It's literally like a sewing machine. Had some issues, got some sand, took it to Irvine. I did not know this, but this is true. If your reel is 3 years or older, they don't know that reel. It's like you're bringing them a bag of rocks. They literally will have nothing to do with it, or you. And not only did I feel like a raging idiot asking them for to fix, I had $900 worth of reels. He said you could go to Save on Tackle, which is all the way off of Santa Fe in the 605, and see if they have the parts. So be very careful about your Shimanos. As wonderful as their new line is, once it reaches 3 years and you go to Irvine or Shimano or wherever the place is and get your reel fixed, they have nothing to do with you. They literally will send you somewhere else and treat you like you're a foreigner. So I sold my Shimanos that day, put them all on eBay and sold them for $140. Somebody was really happy. I didn't care. And I since moved to Daiwa. Daiwa is here local, La Habra, and we did the same thing. We started with the low line. The problem is they have 500 reels, a lot like Kuma's kind of making 1 million reels. So we finally just moved into this middle class reel called the Saltiste. And I'm telling you right now, I fish my Saltiste day in, day out. I fish them hard, soft, in the rain, out of the rain, on water, in sand. I blow them off, I rinse them down. They're absolutely bulletproof. They're about $140 or so on eBay. There's a vendor on eBay called Alpha to Omega, Christian guy. If you just send him an email and kind of whatever, work it out with him, you're going to get a lifetime's worth. I've also been working with Gomex now, which is a company that makes these little knobs. If you haven't fished a power knob and you just fished a regular knob, you wouldn't know. But once you fish a power knob, you can't ever fish a square handle, a T-handle. It's like, why would you do that? It's like riding a bicycle with wooden rims. It just changes the whole dynamic, how it feels in your hands, how it reels, the speed, everything. Especially if you're on a big fish, it's just so much more comfortable having that knob in your hand, and you can throw your rod around like that. Rod holders, there's a lot of different rod holders out there. These have won, this is J&H Tackle on Edinger and Bolsa. His thing is make it bait tank, so when you buy stuff from him, he'll round them around for you and sand them. This makes a big difference. The first rod holders I had, it literally shaved all the foam and cork off of my reels, because you know when you're jamming them in and jamming them out, the reel comes in and out. So having this rounded edge is really nice. Plus, because these twist on one screw, I can fold these up and I can spin them and stick them in my bag. And when you're carrying giant 8-foot rod holders out of the back of your bag, it's kind of irritating. So these work really nice. This whole thing spins around and goes down. And then it fits in your bag super easy. I don't know why it's not doing it. There you go. But that makes a really convenient. I mean, everything I have on my table all fits in my bag. Everything I bring goes with me in one bag. I tried 3 different pliers. I just want to encourage you guys to spend the money on these new titanium crazy things. The reason why is this line cutter will cut 50, 60, 80 pound tests. It'll cut braid. If you're trying to cut braid and you're looking for braid scissors, it's just, and it springs back. That's really crucial when you're trying to fish and release something. Once you've used the plier a bunch of times and it starts sticking on you, then you got to take a second hand to open it. The spring back makes a big difference. Headlamp, I fish a lot at night. I see guys out there with their mom's bike lamp light, and it's like, if it only shines to your feet, this is not gonna work. This is actually 6,000 lumens. This would light half the room up. And if a boat happens to be coming at you on a dock, that's a very beneficial feature to have, because although they're drinking and not listening to you, they'll see that. And then you tell them, I've caught 2 duppies, and I'm not pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure the cost of removing 30-pound tester props about $150. So I caught him. He literally stopped moving and just spun straight in, and the next thing I know, I saw the tow guy towing him in. So when you're fishing off a dock, be careful with the long rods. Try to go shorter, because your throw, as the duppies go by and they're drinking and they're not paying attention, especially in Balboa, not fun. And other than that, I just wanted to open up really quick to questions. If I have any time, where'd I go, Jason?
You're good.
Okay. So map, if you're trying to fish on the beach where Laguna is legal, this is a fun book. This is a trout fishing, the wrong book. Surf Fishing and Fish Have No Hands, great books for you to read. There's a couple other books out there, one by Captain Al called The Complete Book of Surf Fishing. So if you're wanting to learn everything, the reality is if you can fish a Carolina rig, if you can fish a slide rig, that one slide where you change the weights out, that works great. High-low is a traditional rig where you have two different bait pods that you can put a snelled hook on and change different things out. So you fish an anchovy up high and a squid down low. If you're fishing in this deep zone out here and you're exploring, sometimes that's a really proficient way to try to find fish is a high-low rig. You guys know what a high-low is? Yeah? No?
Yeah.
Show you one. High-low rigs are, you can buy them nylon or you can buy them like this. I got a few of them. So what a high-low allows you to do is you just have a bunch of bags of snelled hooks from different sizes. And then this ties right on to the weight. This goes onto your leader. And then you can just switch snelled hooks in and out of that right away. They don't hook each other, they don't snag each other. You can put massive amount of weight on this thing, 4 ounces. You can throw this out there. And then as you're kind of target fishing and trying to explore, you can fish this with like a 1/0 and a full squid. And then you could fish this with like a 4/0 and put a sand crab on it. It gives you just a lot more opportunity to fish. Another fun rig to fish, if you never tried it, is just get a single piece of line and then use 2 Carolina keepers and pinch a swivel right in the middle, and then put a hook on the left and put a hook on the right. And then try an anchovy on that side and a sardine on that side. Sometimes for me, it's just exploring. It really is. It's just have fun with whatever's working or not working. Try different things and kick things over. And all of a sudden, one bait will hit, something will work, and then boom, you know it. Then get your other rods in that zone, and you can have a good time. In the last year, 3 different times in 1 hour, 2 keeper halibut and a 3rd halibut, all caught by one halibut says, oh, I caught a halibut, the tide's moving, and then within the same hour, 2 more halibut, keeper or better. So from 22 to 32 inches, the biggest one I've caught so far, 12 pounds.